Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Today I found a recipe that looks pretty good, and it's called Apple Fritter Donut Bites. Yeah, right? I'm with you. I'm with you. This is something I'd love to try. I love apple fritters. And so let's put an apple donut and a fritter together and let's make us a yummy treat. So far, let me see if I can back you up a little bit. I'm kind of close here. Let me see. Got a lot of stuff out because I prepped a lot of stuff except the apples. You know, you don't want to prep them because they get dark. Okay, so we're going to get all our dry ingredients ready. I have most of my wet ingredients ready, but I want to dice and cut up the apples right before I'm ready to put them in the batter. So what we've got here is a cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, and I'm just going to run that through my little sieve here. We're going to use a pinch of salt, which to me is about a quarter of a teaspoon. Let me see, I got to get back to my recipe in case I forget what I'm doing. Okay. We have a third of a cup of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Now I messed up and I thought my little tiny pack that I had left was light. This is dark brown sugar, but to be perfectly honest, I don't see as that's going to be a problem. Let me grab my whisk. Now what you're doing is you're getting that brown sugar all beat up in there. I should have run it through the whisk too, or the sieve. Okay, that's pretty good. And that's all there is to that, okay? Again, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar, 1/3 cup of regular sugar. And let's see, a pinch of salt. Oh, I need a teaspoon of baking soda. Got the baking soda and the cinnamon. I believe the cinnamon is 2 teaspoons. Pretty sure. And it's 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. And yep, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So here we go. Okay. Now, just stir that in together. Get it well blended. I have my fryer preheating. So when you do get this ready, it says make a well. Well, my bowl's kind of big. There's not much of a well going to be in there. Okay, so we're going to do that. And let's start with the Gala apple. It's smaller. And we're going to thing cuts really fine, but it flips. As you can see, my apple peels are not necessarily going in the bowl. Okay. around the top. And I forgot to get a paring knife out for my slippery. I would do better if I just bought a core. I didn't think for 2 apples I'd want to get my core peeler out, but I think it would have been a good idea. Okay, so just showing you this. Real quick here. Oh, knife. Now I'm just gonna okay, that's done. Now, let's see if I can, got all my peeled. And you want to dice it up, or if you want, you can shred it. I'm treating it kind of like I would when I was slicing an onion. Oh, I have a new toy, you all. I can show you. I'm telling you, I love toys. We're going for about a cup and a half of apples, I think it says. Yeah. Let's see. This is a shield guard for when you're cutting. I think I probably should have taken my rings off. That one's too close. Yes, the apples don't. They're so juicy. Yeah, it works pretty good. At least it keeps me from getting too close to my fingers. I got to get used to using it. Get used to how I should hold it. Okay. All right. I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to get these apples all chopped up and ready to go, and then we're going to get busy making some apple fritter donut bites. Be right back. Hello everybody, back. Got my apples diced. So we're ready to go in with the wet. The wet ingredients is 1/3 of a cup of milk, 2 tablespoons more of milk, 1/3 cup plus 2 tablespoons, teaspoon of vanilla, go. 1 tablespoon melted butter, I like to get all my butter, and 1 egg. I forgot to get the egg out. Okay. There we go. And they want it slightly beaten. So Mostly just got to break the yolk. Okay. Now, I'm going to stir this up into a batter. We're not going to over stir it. Just till it comes together. Lumps are fine. Okay. So make sure all the flour is incorporated. Let me go back to my silicone. It does a better job of scraping the edges. Now this isn't going to make very many, it doesn't look like. Can you see? That's all the batter I've got. Now we're going to add in our 1.5 cups of Gala and Granny Smith apples. My Gala was a little small, so I used 3/4 of that, and I used 1/2 of the Granny Smith because it was bigger. So we get about the same amount of apples per kind here. Okay. There we go. I have never done these, and they did them in a skillet, which might be the way to go. I don't know. I'm going to do it in my fryer. And we'll see if it's preheated yet. And I will be putting you on pause because we have to move to a different counter. I'll be back with you in just a shake of a puppy's tail. Okay, hey, we're back. As you can see, my fryer's all preheated. These are probably going to sink right to the bottom. There we go. They seem to be doing okay. I'm just using my medium scoop. It probably holds about a tablespoon. And I think you're supposed to drop down 2 tablespoons of these, but I didn't want them too big. So, just a little nice bite-sized piece. And need to be able to flip them over. I hope they'll flip. Grab a fork. They don't really need to be flipped yet, but sometimes if you don't flip them early enough, they get a little bottom heavy and they won't flip at all. So we're going to flip them. Then we can flip them back to get them a little browner. There we go. Okay. This might take a couple more minutes, so hang in there and I'll show you what they look like as they come out. Hi, welcome back. Our first batch is all nice and brown, and hopefully they're done in the middle. I wouldn't want to make them any bigger than this because they swell up a little bit. So they are a little bigger than the little balls I put in. They have grown. Okay. Now I want to douse these with some cinnamon sugar. Oops, wrong side. They call for a glaze, but I don't really have that much time today to wait on a glaze to set up. So I'm going to give them all a quick sprinkle of sugar. We'll let these cool down a little bit so I don't burn my mouth. And I'll get another batch going. So, be right back. Promise. Hi, welcome back. We got about 18 of these little apple ball things, apple fritter donut bites. And now we're going to take a bite. Mmm. A cinnamon bite there. And the you can see they're nicely coated with sugar now because the sprinkling didn't give them enough, so I put some of my cinnamon sugar in a bowl and I rolled them in it, which is where these guys are going to go now. So there you have it, apple fritter donut bites. And they are so good. So good. Be a great Sunday brunch item if you make brunch for your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews. Really simple. Doesn't take all that long. Even with, see, we're just at 16 minutes and we've already got them done. So even with my pauses, it didn't take more than a couple minutes. You could have these done in 30 minutes. So this is a really quick, nice little treat if you want to throw it together. Gotta make sure they fry. They look a little dark, but if you don't get them dark, they'll be doughy in the middle. And that's why you don't want to make them too big. If you make them real big, you're going to have a real problem with the middle getting done. So these are a keeper. I would highly recommend them. Thanks for joining me in Kat's Cooking Kitchen today. And there's our little treat for the day. And you never know when I'm going to show back up. Might be later today. Might be tomorrow. Keep watching, y'all. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day. See ya.